Alright guys, what's up? It's me, Vegeta, and today I'm gonna do a quick market review um, about the whole week, like a weekly market review. And I wanna show you on which days there could be high probable setups, which days are not high probable, and let's get right into it, right? We're just trading the New York AM session. So going into Monday, we expect Monday to be a X, right? A accumulation day, and usually Monday is the most sloppy day in the whole week because it's giving the weekly range first off, and second of all, the Monday is oftentimes the accumulation day, right? If you go through AMDX, Monday is the accumulation day. So what we saw the last week, we went lower. Weekly AMDX is completed, right? Weekly AMDX is here completed. X accumulation, manipulation, distribution, taking out Tuesday's accumulation high. So yes, last week's AMDX is completed, right? So we're going into today, right? Monday, and we expect some sort of accumulation day today, right? But that doesn't mean we cannot trade. So let's open our ranges and let's see what the market is showing us. What we see, we are between two different ranges. That's some sort of scenario I like to see, right? Why? Because we have two different options going into market open. The first of one is that we manipulate higher, take out, for example, this London high or AM high here and go lower, right? Second of all, we have an alternative. That was the alternative. Second of all, we have a normal, like the normal buyers I have going today, because we displaced again through this 243 range, used the beautiful as support, made a weekly sequential SMT. So we want to see some sort of manipulation lower and going higher, taking out this weekly opening gap right there, right? This new week opening gap. So on the 50-minute, what we see too, we tap beautiful in this fair value gap right here. I wanted to show you this one. This fair value gap uses beautiful as support for higher prices then, right? So if you look at the sessions right now, we see some sort of AMD, right? Asia session was the A, followed by manipulation London. So we expect really New York to take out Asia's high, right? So we go into market open. Let me see which time do we have here. We have time left. 9:15. That's 9:29. So 9:29 we are right here, right? We are at this point. So ideally we want to see that we take out this low, right? Make sequential SMT eventually and go higher, right? If we get the sequential SMT, that would be a S tier trade. Alternatively, we could see that we go higher, right, into this AOY and go lower, taking out these highs. But we want to see the first prediction I said, right? We manipulate straight up lower with a huge wick. That's not that beautiful. We get that sequential SMT with that 29, 3 to 29 in terms of algo path. But when I saw this huge ass wick, I just stood out, right? Didn't take anything here, and eventually the market came lower, forming a high at 32, right? 32 high is not a valid algo path, so we have really nothing right here to trade. We have really nothing right here to trade, and we go lower. We go even more lower. What we can see is taking out Asia lows and go higher. As long we don't close below that 243 range, we could still look for higher prices, right? So here still nothing, guys, because we have no valid anchor path right there. For everyone using algo paths, there is nothing. And we go higher, right? We go higher and we close in this fair value, in this range with a low which was formed at 51. So there was not really a trade because the high was formed at 32. But if you expect that we have a 930 here, this could be a buy opportunity. But for me, I didn't saw that. I didn't saw. I saw that, but the 32 was kind of sus for me. So that's the reason I stood out. I didn't take anything right here, right? We closed beautiful in this 243 range, what I liked. So we still look for higher prices, right? We want to see higher prices. We want to see Asia highs getting taken out, making London sequential SMT beautifully. So we want to see really that we get some higher prices right here. So what we do have here is a free. So if you get that 7, you could buy. Free again, 5. So we have here that 7. So if you get that, if you get a close above this high right here, we're in this fair value gap, which is beautiful. We could look for longs. No, there's nothing. Yep. This could be your entry. Okay, this could be your entry towards these highs, which was beautiful, right? We closed in this 243 range, so we're still bullish. We're still looking for these higher prices. We have a free here, right? 0.1. That would be a valid trade right here, right? Let's expect we're taking this trade, right? Making our stop loss to the displacement low, right? If you want to be more aggressive, if you want to be more not that aggressive, you could have put it to this low or eventually to this low right here. But I'm looking for a displacement low, so this trade would be definitely valid. I don't know if this will work out. Let me see. Yeah. Beautiful. So at this point, I'm taking my stop loss to this low right here. Beautiful rejection. And let's see what the market is showing us. Eventually get that 7. 7 to 11 is not a path. So 7 should go at least to 1723. Beautiful. So what do we have here? Right now we have that 15 high. That 15 high is kind of sus. So if you close below here, that would be very sus, making that CCSD. Yep. As you see, that was kind of sus, but still, this trade was beautiful, right? This trade was beautiful and would be a break even. Or if you would take partials, that would be a partial win. Beautiful trade, right? Beautiful trade here. And yeah, that was it going today. Just one trade per day keeps the doctor away. What do we have here? Let's go to the next day. 6, 7, 8. Yep. So I think that was pre-CPI there. Monday was pre-CPI, but I like that. I like it when Tuesday takes Monday's highs, lows or highs, right? Showing that AMDX setup. So beautiful. What we see on the hourly chart, we see that we take out Monday's low, forming that A manipulation Tuesday followed by distribution Wednesday, right? What we see too, we're displacing through this high, through this imbalance. What I like, that shows me some strength. We're displacing through this 243 range. So I want to see going into market open a manipulation lower going into the 243 range followed by distribution higher. That's what I want to see ideally. Alternatively, we could look for manipulation higher, right? Taking the 29 high right here, followed by distribution lower. That would be the alternative thing I would want to see, but I like how we created these lows right there. So I want to see really that push lower, taking out these lows, followed by distribution higher. If you look at the sessions, there's no clear AMDX right there, right? There's no clear AMDX, but our bias says what the market is going to do. So I would look for higher prices. What time do we have here? 9:05. All right, all right, all right, all right. There we go. So the market opens at 9:30, pushes directly lower, right? We have that 20 here, 29 here is not valid algo path. So we want to see a low created at 47 or 53, right? So we get that 29 here or at 35, right? We get a 29 here, not touching the 243 range. That's the reason why I will not take this trade this long, because we didn't touch our AOI, right? AOI is the most important thing going into trading. We have the true micro session open here. What the market could do is go to the true micro session open and go lower, and the market eventually, yeah, goes lower. Yeah, it goes lower with a 59 here or a 0, so we expect some sort of support at, if you go with 59 at 1723, 1723, 37, or if you go with 0 at 1114. So let's see what the market is showing us, taking out these lows. You get that. Let me see, 59, 0, 0 to 1114. Yeah, I think I took this one. Yeah, I think I took this one, and this ended up in an L because we rejected beautifully at the NY Open. But this trade was definitely valid. If I take a look on this one, this was definitely valid because we swept Q3 lows, right? We still have this liquidity right here, but we're in the POI with our time of interest. So really, this was a valid L right there. Okay, then the market goes lower, but watch how the market still doesn't close below the 243, makes that sequential SMT with Q2, right? Makes that sequential SMT with Q2, at which time? At 17. So if you go with 59, that 17 should be the reason for the push higher, which we have here, right? That was the distribution. So you could put your stop loss here or eventually here. That's your thing. I will put it below this low right there, below this candle, and would target all these highs right there, right? Market eventually goes higher with a 23 right there, 23 again here, 17, 23 is created in support. So once we saw that 23 creating in support, you could definitely take that long right here, right? Oh, and you will get stopped out, right? If you think 17 to 23 is created in support, there will be an L, but 17, 29 again, there will be a trade possible, taking out again these highs right there. So 29 formed in support. Yeah, if you want to see, sorry, that was my fault. This trade was not even valid because if you want to see a support with the next GB time, it's not going with the CE time. You want to see with the next GB time path. So if we have 17, so we want to see 29.35, right? 29 is creating here in support beautifully and eventually goes higher. Beautiful, takes out our highs. Creating in 35, right? 29.35, making that low at 50 in our AOI, 50 in our AOI. We want to see these highs getting taken out, which eventually happens beautifully. So guys, as you see, we have in 1 day 3 A+ setups, right? We have 3 A+ setups. Nah, 4. Let me see 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 A+ setups in just 2 hours. And yeah, I think Tuesday was the best day of the week. But that was beautiful. That 50 trade was beautiful. Tapped into the 243 range. This one was valid. This one was beautiful. Yeah, that was it. And the 29 here was beautiful too, if we expect these highs to get taken out. So let's go into the next day where I got a call. All right, I'm back. So I'm back going into Wednesday, as I expected going into the week. Right, going to Monday and Tuesday, expected Wednesday to take out Monday's high, right? So AMDX on the weekly chart is completed. AMDX on the weekly chart is completed. So right now, which time do we have here? 6-7. Right, 6-7, bro. Come on, shut the fuck up. So we took out Monday's high. Wednesday should be the distribution day, which actually happened. Took out Monday's high. So going into the day, if I just see this, we have two different options. We have three different options. So the first option is that we manipulate higher into the 243 range, show some sort of resistance and go lower. The second option we have is that we manipulate lower, right? That we manipulate lower and from here go higher, right? The third option is that we manipulate lower, close below the 729 range right there, and then show us anything lower with a retracement into the 729 range. If you go to the 15 minute, we see a beautiful AMD. So distribution. So if we see these, shorts are more probable than longs, if I'm gonna be honest. But as long as we don't close below the 729 range, we're still looking for these longs, right? So yeah, in terms of opens, let me see. In terms of opens, we have a beautiful true daily open right there. So we could see that manipulation higher into the true daily open, followed by distribution lower. But I would not take this short. I would look for a 243 range right there. So you have that 929 right here. 29 as reference. 35 could make the reversal. 29 again. Going lower. 31. 33. We're bullish, right? We're bullish. We have that sequential S&P. We're bullish. So if we close below here, if we close above here, that would be beautiful. Why? Because we rejected an NY open. We tapped into this beautiful fair value gap. We have that micro sequential SMT right here, which is kind of sus. I don't like to trade counter trades when we have micro sequential SMT. But if you close above here, that will be valid. Yeah. That is some sort of close I don't want to see. So if we close like this, I don't take this trade because the displacement was too big. So let's see what the market is doing. Yeah. That's what I don't like this trade. Okay. We have still the 35 here. And go lower. We go lower. We take out these lows. Don't forget that we have that 29 here. We still are bullish. So we want to see 47.50 to show some sort of rejection, right? So this long at 50, I wouldn't take that personally. I wouldn't take that. And the only reason why I wouldn't take that is because we didn't take these AJLOs. But let me see. Did yes take these lows? Oh wait, let me close that. Did yes take these lows? Nah, yes didn't too. Yes didn't take these lows too, so this trade was not valid. This trade was definitely not valid. And as you see, we went higher. We went higher, right? From the low here. So at this point, I am definitely bullish because we still didn't close below the 7 to 9 range, but the fact that we left these equal lows here was kind of sus for me. So I wouldn't take here anything, even though we have a 7 here. 7 could go to 17.23. You could argue that this is a 17. If we close above here, that would be a valid trade. No, we didn't. We did not. Yes, we did not. So there was no trade right there. We have a 23 low. Taking out Asia lows. Taking out Asia lows, 7 to 23. So if we close above this fair value, this candle right there. No, we do not. We have a 23 right here. Okay, so that would be the last support. No, so there was still nothing. There was still nothing. 10.25 gets taken out. So right there, I wouldn't say that I would close the day, but there would be nothing I would look for anymore. I would look for these lows right there, but I would need some sort of, I would need a close below here. So let's go to 1050, 1056. Yeah, 11 close like this. So at this point, I'm bearish, right? I'm bearish. I'm looking for lower prices. Even though we close on the 243 range, not that. But you want to see some sort of lower price again. I think at this day, I wouldn't take anything. I really wouldn't take anything. Let's see, the last 15 minutes, do we get anything here? Nope. A free, not taking out these lows, kind of sus. Would not take this. Yeah, there was literally nothing. If you would argue this as a swing point to the 11 was kind of possible, but I wouldn't take this personally, right? I wouldn't take this personally. So there was nothing at this day. And yeah, I think that should be enough for today. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Take care and see you on the next stream. Bye bye.